So let's be honest. Most of you guys have really no idea what to do with your marketing budget. Hopefully you even have a marketing budget. I hope. So since I know most of you guys have no idea, right? I know. It's okay. It's okay. Since most of you guys don't know what to do with your marketing budget, I figured I'm gonna give you guys the secrets. I'm gonna give you guys the recipe. I'm gonna give you all the secret sauce, okay? This is for 2026, right? And also this is for the top of 2026 because things change, right? In marketing, in advertising, in production, in business, things change very often. I study every day, every single day. Yes, even on holidays. This is what I do. I study. I watch the greats. I learn from the greats. And, let's be honest. Again, most of you guys are not doing that. Let's just be real. Maybe you are because you came across this video and you want to learn how to level up your business, level up your marketing, right? So you have a, marketing budget. Let's say you have a couple dollars or even you have thousands of dollars. This list is for any of you guys, okay? Now, I'm not saying that all of you are going to be able to do 1 through 8. You might just be able to get to do 1. You might not be able to even do 1 right now, okay? And well, no, you should be able to do at least 1. If you're watching this, you should be able to at least do number 1, okay? But, this list is not for everybody. You literally might go through this list and say, okay, boom, I could just do number 1. And that is okay. Because at the end of the day, we do have to just kind of start from somewhere, right? That's exactly what I did. I started from literally nothing. A lot of people assume that this was easy and that I got to where I'm at now. And where I'm at now is nowhere far from amazing. It is great. I'm blessed and I'm grateful, but we still have a very, very long way to go. But people see us today and see our business and see the growth that we have and the connections and the people we work with, the celebrities, all that fun stuff. And they think it was easy. It ain't easy. None of it is easy. I repeat, none of this is easy, but it's possible. So here are the 8 things. This is why you came here, right? So what is number 1? Number 1, make a cool sound effect. Maybe. I don't know. Still trying to get better at this whole YouTube thing. So number one is social media. Social media. And yes, I know you guys are probably like, of course you would say social media because that's what you guys do primarily, right? But little people know we do way more than social media. Social media is just our most popular because it is number 1, right? And when I say number 1, it is the bare minimum, okay? It is the absolute bare minimum for any business. I don't care what business you are, it is the absolute bare minimum. I don't care if you own a dumpster company, it is the bare minimum, okay? Literally any single business, a bare minimum. And also, social media is free. It's pretty much free, all right? Most of you guys have a cell phone, and the reason why I said you almost all can do this is because you're watching this, right? Maybe you're watching this on a TV, maybe you're watching this on a laptop, maybe you're watching this on a phone. I'm pretty sure you have a cell phone, right? It may not be the best. It could be a really simple starter phone, but guess what? Even with a starter phone, you could do social media. And it's free, right? Because you're already paying for your cell phone bill. So you're already paying for your cell phone bill. With an added bonus to that, it is social media, right? So essentially it's free. Now, obviously, if you want to be super consistent with it and you want to, work with a company that understands social media, like Jersey Media or another business, then, you got to pay for it. But even that, like social media, for what most businesses charge, even ourselves, it is like ridiculously underpriced. All right. Because again, it is the bare minimum. Every business should have it. Just like you have your basic necessities for your business. If you're a restaurant and you guys have to have food, that's literally how I see social media, right? In the same equation. Now, social media is number 1. Social media is number 1 because, people overthink social media a lot. Most of our clients, not most of our clients. Let me fix that. Most of our successful clients within social media, literally our most successful clients within social media have just let us do our thing. Yep. They have let us do our thing. Very little small, add-ins and things that they mentioned, but very, very light. The ones who became the most successful on social media, I will repeat, have just let us do our thing. And then on the flip side, there's also the businesses that we work with that they have their hand in a lot of it. And most of the time, those don't really work out too long. Most of the time, they're really not successful. Their numbers really don't move too much. And that's just because social media is a different beast. Social media is now kind of like interest media, and that's kind of another thing, maybe for another time. But the reason why social media blew up in the way that it did is because it was like a sense of reality. It was, for a lot of people, there's a lot of people in this world that don't really go outside, that don't have so many friends, that don't have so many interactions. And I think a lot of times we forget that and we don't realize that. And social media was so powerful because of the connection that it brought us. And it brought us connection with everyday real people, everyday businesses, and it just got us connected like no other. And I say all that to say, I know you're probably wondering, why am I even diving there? To be honest with you, most business owners don't treat social media for what it is. They treat it, and especially business owners who are pretty established, been doing this for a little while, or even been doing this for a few years, they treat it most of the time very different. They treat it like TV. They treat it like a magazine. That's marketing. We're going to get there. But that's not social media. And now that I think about it too, a lot of business owners, I'm about to be 36 when you're watching this. I might be 36. January 3rd. Shout out to all my Capricorns out there. I'm 36, and a lot of my even fellow friends and people I grew up with, they don't even really understand social media. Because we grew up in a very interesting time. We grew up with it. And, if you're my age, you get it, or you might not. And then as the older you get, the percentage of people understanding true social media gets less and less. And that's understandable, right? I get it. But it is not what people think, okay? It is not polished content. It's memes, it's fun, it's behind the scenes, it's throwing up, your phone and taking a selfie video. It is organic. And yes, this is for heart doctors, this is for surgeons, this is for lawyers. It doesn't matter. Just because your business is a lot more professional or a lot more polished or things of that nature, that doesn't mean you should be doing social media differently. Maybe slightly, just to be on brand and to be a little more professional, because you are a professional business. But I'm going to be very honest. Very honest. If it was up to me and I had free range to just do whatever I wanted with our clients' social medias, they would probably all be meme pages. Yeah. I'm going to be honest. They would probably all be meme pages. But no one's going to believe me. Probably until I'm at like Elon Musk level, right? So, you got to kind of bend a little bit. But, we're not going to go into a tangent here, because this is not really about social media. If you want to learn more about social media and you want Jersey Media to help you out with your blah. Why can I talk and we are not editing that out? Let me try that again, because I was trying to have a moment. If you would like Jersey Media to help you out with your social media, just contact us. Hit me up. The number I give is my personal number. So just hit me up. Yeah, social media. Social media is number 2. Social media is number 1. Again, I'm not editing this. Number 1. All right. And again, this is going on social media, right? Should I super edit and all this fun stuff and make it polished? Nah, I'll probably do a few things, because it's going to go on YouTube. It's not going to be just for social. If this was just for social, I'd just be throwing the phone in front of me. But YouTube's different. YouTube is not really necessarily social media. So, okay. Number two. Number two is ads. Number two is ads. So hopefully you did number one, because you have to do these in order, please. And this is why I'm making this video. This video is, I got money right now and I need to level up my business and I need to get more sales. What should I do? Because without marketing, you ain't gonna have nothing. You ain't gonna have a business, because you need attention, and money follows attention. Always remember that. So number two is ads. Ads is very, very crucial. And the reason why I say it's crucial is kind of the same as number one. It's very underpriced. It's very, 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 very underpriced. Now, again, as we get deeper and every year it gets more expensive to run ads, there's some countries, right? There's some countries that you could run an ad and get like a penny a click, right? Do you have a business maybe that you could sell worldwide, right? You could be running ads for a penny a click. Like where are you getting that? Even with, okay, so again, I'm not going to make this whole deep dive into everything, because then this video should be worth like 50 grand or more because of the value that I'm giving. So yes, I said that. I said 50 grand. It's probably more. So at the end of the day, if you did social media, right? Again, you listened to me. You did number one. You didn't skip. Don't skip. You did number one. You did your social media. And then, okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to take money and push it behind the content that did the best and the most organic. Because I'm telling you, which you'll probably see in the numbers, that your most organic content did the best, right? So what are you going to do here? You're going to run meta ads. First, you're going to do a split. You're going to boost some, right, in the beginning. And that's only if you did your social media right. You're going to boost. Because the boost, especially for smaller businesses, actually has a really, really good click-through rate, and it's actually very, very interesting. But it's only if you really, really did your social media right. Let's say we're talking about Instagram. If you did your Instagram right and you really, really built up the audience over a period of time, I don't think you could just do this for a little bit of time, because you need to literally teach the algorithm who your audience is. Again, that's for a later conversation, a later date. But let's just say you did it right. Social media knows, right, who your audience is. Then we say, okay, we're going to run ads, and we're going to do a blend. And first we're going to boost. We're going to boost our posts on some of the most organic content. And, people always tell me how much. It's always like one of the biggest questions here. So it depends, It depends. Every business is different. What I always say is you want to think about, what are you selling, right? If you sell, let's just say you're a furniture store and you sell one full living room set, what's your profit on that? Is it pretty decent? Then spend a little bit of money on some ads. Like, if I'm making $1,000 profit, why not spend $400 for the day? Because if I'm making $1,000 profit and I put in 400, I'm still profiting $600. And I'm talking about profit. Cost is different. You got to know your cost. But I'm saying, like, if I'm literally going to profit $1,000 off this product, and let's just say I'm just shooting out numbers, why not just give it a shot? You throw $400, and if you get one sale, you're making $600. Now, you're wondering, okay, well, how many people are going to reach out to me for the $400? A lot. A lot. People that, again, remember, like I said, the audience is right. Your audience was correct. So you did social media right. Your audience was good. That means when you throw money at it, it's gonna do it. It's gonna put it right in front of people that say they want their stuff. Like if I'm here talking about rockets and rockets are cool and I like rockets and I like space, you know what's gonna happen? Someone's gonna put money behind ads, and I'm gonna start seeing this on my phone. It's just gonna pop up, and I'm gonna buy it because I like it. I might not buy it, but a percentage of it is, and that's the game. We're living in a world of, attention, and you know how the rest goes. But just think about that. Think of the profit margins, right? This is what we want to think about, what we want to brainstorm here. And, if it's a little harder for you to make profit, let's just say if you're a restaurant, okay, maybe don't be so aggressive at first. Even though I'm aggressive. I'm aggressive in my passion. I'm not aggressive physically, right? That's not me. But, in my business and in stuff like that, I'm aggressive. So, it depends. Is your restaurant profiting $1,000 a day? I know it may not be one plate of food or one table, but are you profiting $1,000 a day? Right? If it just depends. Who you like, you got to really know your math, and that's a whole nother conversation. But, people don't think about these things sometimes. Like, if you're profiting $1,000 a day, fuck it. Use $400 to see what you can get. And then it's number based, and then it's to see if it's worth it. But if you could spend $400, right? You normally get $1,000 profit, and you spend $400, and you can get another $1,000 worth of profit. Like, it's a no-brainer, right? The problem is people are scared. People are scared, and people are scared to take risks. But that's why you either got to learn how to do it or hire a professional to do it. So yeah, ads, boosting, right? We're gonna try that, and then once you start saying, yo, you know what? I actually like these ads thing, and I want to keep leveling it up. I want to do even better, and I want to improve. Then you shift over to meta ads fairly quick. You don't want to boost for too long, or you can always do a blend, right? Talk to a professional. Call me. Then we could shift to like LinkedIn ads, YouTube ads, Google ads later. We don't need to get there yet. Right now, let's stick with Meta. Meta is very powerful. LinkedIn is really good as well. So you could sprinkle a little bit in LinkedIn, but we don't want to blow our budget because we want to get down to number 3, right? So number three is guerrilla marketing. So guerrilla marketing, if you don't know, it is street marketing. Street marketing, tongue twister. I don't be talking like that. I'm an introvert, unless I be doing my calls, but So street marketing. What's street marketing? Street marketing is going around to different businesses, passing out flyers, passing out business cards, stickers, putting stickers on a garbage can. Yeah, I know you might not be allowed, but whatever. Sue me. So hitting the streets. Right? That's really what it is, guerrilla marketing. But guerrilla marketing, you need 2 things, right? You need material, right? And you need a person to actually do it. Now, the material could be very simple. The material could literally be a poster board. Just says, if I'm trying to pitch marketing, got marketing, all right? You don't need to overthink it. Again, don't overthink. You just get attention. Get attention. Don't overthink. So it could be a poster board, all right? Also, the person handing it out, it could be some kids. Throw them a couple bucks. Like, again, we always overthink this stuff. You just need attention. I will repeat myself again. But, obviously, if you want to spend a little bit more, you can hire professionals that actually know what businesses to go to, who to target, what towns are going to be okay with kind of putting some stickers, which ones are not, which ones you can put flyers, all that type of fun stuff. But that is major. Guerrilla marketing in 2026 is major, okay? It still works, okay? The proof is in the pudding. Go around and see. You probably really recognize certain things that you've seen flyers and things around. However, this is, again, number 3. This is where you after you already did social media and after you're already doing ads and you're maybe spending hundreds of dollars a day in ads. Yes, I said hundreds of dollars a day, right? Which I don't think I mentioned before, so we're gonna go back a little bit. The minimum I want you to spend in ads is $25 a day to $30 a day. Unless you're like in baby mode and you want to do like $5 a day. But don't even really think about doing ads if you're not going to spend at least $25 a day. And then also with ads, once you start doing ads, be prepared. Be prepared, because messages will come in and you will get sales. Well, Let me take that back. You won't get sales. You'll get more attention. It is now up to you or a sales team, which is sales is not marketing. Everyone thinks sales is marketing. I could get you all the attention that you want. I can get you attention. But if you don't have a play to convert that attention, what are we doing here? Right? We're just getting attention. We don't have a way to convert it. So that's why you need also a sales department. Everyone thinks that these are the two. They're friends. Sales and marketing are friends, but they're definitely not. They're not at all the same. Again, they're like kind of besties. But no, not at all. Definitely not the same. So have a sales strategy, okay? Because what are we gonna do? We're gonna get this attention. We're gonna get these people messaging us. They're gonna see our ad, and then they're gonna write to you, and then no one's gonna write back. Or you're gonna send them a picture of your business card. One of my clients did that recently, and I was upset with him. I'm sorry. If you're watching this, bro, don't do that again. You have to have a sales team. Again, another conversation for a different day. But back to guerrilla marketing. So don't overthink it. You could literally have a sign that says, hungry? You're a restaurant, hungry? And send one of your staff members on the side of the street. Get creative with it too. One thing we used to do when I used to work in wireless, we used to have this table and we used to put it in front of the door. And I forget what even was like the main reason why we to have this table. But I was like, we had a dry erase board and we used to literally give $500 for when you signed up. So it was a promo Sprint was doing, and it was like, sign up, and then if you have a credit union, we deposit $500 in your account, and it was really legit. They did it. So what did we do? Right? What did I do? It was my idea. I put $500 free cash right in the door. Do you understand how many people stopped by and read that sign? It was ridiculous. We made so many sales from that because people were intrigued, and then you start talking to them. So again, don't overthink it. It was a sign that we just put together in the back and just wrote it with a dry erase marker. It would get messed up every day. People were walking by, we barely ever changed it, but it said 500. People knew what it was. So don't overthink it, right? But, there's different levels to the guerrilla marketing, right? So that's when you can start with the business cards, the flyers, and the fun stuff, and the stickers, right? We do all that as well, too. So just so you know, we design all that stuff, and we print it, and we have the best prices. And we do this, worldwide. So wherever you are, we can do it. So yes, there's different levels to that, but street marketing is insane, okay? Street marketing is insane. Are you able to get interns for your business? Literally get print marketing and hire a bunch of interns to hit the streets. The radio stations still do this. So yes, street marketing, guerrilla marketing is number 3. Okay. And if you want to learn more about this, because there's deep research through all this stuff. So after number 3, we're going to go to number 4, right? So number 4, what is number 4? Influencers. So influencers now, a lot of people, there's a lot of misconceptions when it comes to influencers, right? I'm almost trying to say interns, but it's not. Very different things. So influencers, some people live on them, right? Some businesses literally strive and kill it on just influencers, right? While I see a huge value in influencers, do I think it should be number 1? No, I don't. And the reason why is because it's usually pretty expensive. Just being honest, right? That's when you start, like, all these things, as you see, right? We did the social media, we're paying for that, or we're doing that. Then we're running ads, we're paying for that. You're doing the guerrilla marketing, you're paying for that, right? So now I'm starting to dive a little bit into your pockets, right? However, though, the more you do, the more you're gonna make, because the more attention, guess what? Money follows what? Attention, right? So I like what I did there. I'm gonna do that more often. So, we're digging in our pocket a little bit, right? We're digging in our pocket, and influencers are a little expensive. And why are influencers expensive? Because this is what they do. This is part of their job. This is their hustle, right? So, if I'm an influencer, let's just say, and you want to hire me, I'm probably not getting booked every day, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to charge you like $500 or a couple $100 or whatever it is. So I could live for a couple days, right? Which I get it. You're an influencer. And they've also built up their pages and they have a lot of attention and money follows it, like we know. So yeah, if I'm an influencer, I'm going to charge a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You can find some micro ones and you can find some super local ones and you could do all that, but we want to find pretty decent influencers. And I'm not saying we got to go and get the best of the best, because even some of the greats, right? They're charging anywhere between, 5 and 20 grand, to pop out. Right. But, it depends, it depends if it's worth it. Like recently we were talking to one of our clients and, they wanted to bring a very big influencer, celebrity, and the price was solid for who they are, but it's like, okay, things we got to think about. Who's going to really come for them, right? Based on the location, are they going to come and, be a purchaser multiple times? Maybe, doubt it. Are they going to come just for the vibe? Yeah, probably. Take some pictures, do a meet and greet. But now this is the but. And this is where a lot of people don't think about, and they don't even see that it's worth it. And this is actually going to come down. I'm looking at my list here. This is going to this what I'm going to say here, and actually probably for the guerrilla marketing as well, matters, right? And it actually makes everything I'm going to go through with you from now, this number of 3 that we just did, into number 8. It's going to make it more valuable, right? Everything is content. Every single thing is content. Excuse me. Because why? Because social media and content is reality based. It is behind the scenes. Like we said, it's organic, right? So, and also it's beyond that, it's just content, right? So for guerrilla marketing, like we were just talking about, if, I went and slapped some stickers on a garbage can, what am I going to do? I'm filming that. Or I'm going to film myself on my phone and putting these stickers on there. Or I'm going to film my man doing it. Whatever we doing, we're filming it, we're documenting it. Now that piece of content lives on for as long as we got these apps. So like if you're doing guerrilla marketing, you just killed 2 birds with one stone, because you did your guerrilla marketing, you documented it, and now it lives. And now the amount of people that see it is just insane, because now just think about it, right? We reached all those millions of people, organically through social media. Then we ran ads, and then we did the guerrilla marketing. Now we're hitting people that are seeing it on the streets and walking by, we start compounding all these things, and we start building real omnipresence. And that's, at the end of the day, what successful marketing is omnipresence, which is just being known everywhere, literally everywhere. So, you want to document it, right? Like I was getting at with the influencers, you're going to get the content just that one time or whatever, but, they're in your business that one time. But guess what, baby? You get to milk that content for as long as you guys agree to in that agreement. Okay? If I'm working with an influencer and I'm paying that influencer $10,000, I'm getting my money's worth. I'm getting content. I'm getting behind the scenes content. And then I'm going to be using that for years on my social media pages. So when you think about it like that, and you know the game, and you really play the game, and you know how it works, and you know how many people you're going to hit, and it starts really making sense, and it starts making sense financially, because you're not just paying $10,000 for them to pop out to the event. You're paying to have all those people see it, pop up at the event, that, and everything that comes with that, plus now the content online. That, if you do it right, it doesn't just go on there and, people see it. No, you could work that content for a very long time. And there's ways we can go deeper into that as well. Hit me up for consultation. So, that's really what it is with influencers, right? They're a little pricey, but you got to think about it. You got to think about many different aspects with it. However, though, it makes sense because their audience, their numbers, the content, the swag that comes with it, like it's worth it. From all avenues. You guys just got to trust me. We can go deeper on a call and I can go case by case basis. But this is not about to be like a 2-hour video. Like this is not. I got stuff to do. Number 5. So number 5 is small bus stop billboards, small billboards, local billboards, and I'm not talking highway billboards. Again, I'm talking very specifically, and there's a reason for this. Why number 5 is smaller billboards is because they're cheaper, right? That's the reason, right? They're cheaper. I could get you a bus stop sign for pretty affordable, right? I can get you a bus stop sign for under $500 a month, not bad, and literally people driving by all the time are seeing it locally at speeds which they're not flying, right? Because the bigger billboards, people are flying. These small local streets, they get to see it every single day. Also, people are standing by it. They're actually walking by it, so you're hitting that. You have to think about all these different little things. They're not just flying by. So, and again, they're more affordable because $500 a month. I mean, even if it's less than 500, but even if it was $500 a month, like, are you kidding me? To be out there every single day and for all those people to see it is ridiculously cheap. But again, it's still number 5. It's not number 1. It's number 5, right? That's when we're going down and we're digging in the pockets a little bit. But small billboards, bus stops, inside stores, bus stop signs. I mean, why do I keep saying bus stop signs? You should just get a bus stop sign from us, from Jersey Media. No, subway signs. Urban panels, they call them. That's the name in the city. A little bit everywhere, in the gyms, and the doctor offices, and the pharmacies, and the 7-Elevens, all those little digital screens, right? Those are all, that's number 5. Then what we're going to do is we're going to shift into number 6. So number 6 that's when we level up into our bigger billboards. The bigger billboards is number 6 because they are pricey. Okay, now we're digging. Now we're digging into the pockets a little bit, because you got to think we're doing social media, we're doing the ads, which hopefully you're spending thousands a month on ads at this point. You're doing influencers, small influencers, big influencers. That's really depends on the nature of the campaign and stuff. You're doing the smaller stuff now. Yeah, you're digging in, right? At this point right now, for any billboard, you're looking at thousands of dollars every month. About 4, 5, 6, 10, 12. It all just depends on the location. Still, at the end of the day, when you do the math about how many people you're reaching, it's millions of people, right? But same thing, like I said, with the influencers, now goes hand in hand with number 5 and number 6, with the smaller billboards and the bigger billboards. And what I say and what I'm like alluding to is the fact that you can make content around it, right? And you could run an ad on it, and you could, there's so many different things, and you see how they're all connected because you could literally go do the billboard, take a picture in front of it, right? Take a picture of it. You could then run an ad on that. Then you could even print out a picture of that billboard, put it on like a flyer, and then have your guerrilla marketing team blast that out. Or you could have an influencer do this. Like, I love this. This is what I do. This is super cool. Yes. It's just so cool when you know how to put them all together. So, yeah, it's crazy. And I'm giving you guys way too many gems here. But whatever. That's how you do it, right? So the billboard. Do you need to do the billboard for a month, 2 months, 5 months? Maybe, right? Yeah, if you have the money. Because, more attention. But let's just say you only do it for a weekend. Guess what, baby? You're getting that content. So, and that content lives on forever. I'm gonna give y'all this little gem. And it's probably the first time I've ever said it publicly. But so I have a picture that's on my Instagram. It actually was on my grid, but then I moved it. So it's down. You guys probably won't see it unless you scroll like 3 years. But I had a picture of me in front of a Times Square billboard for my series. because I directed and I wrote a series called Therapy Without a Degree. It's a web series, not a podcast. I have a podcast called Therapy Without a Degree, but this is the series version. So we ran a Times Square billboard, right? And do you know how many times the billboard went up? The billboard went up one time for 15 seconds. Let that sink in. The billboard went up for one time for 15 seconds. Now, most of you guys are saying, what the hell? Why is that even worth it? To this day, I walk in places and I go into places that I knew and I grew up around and people that haven't seen me in years. And they're like, wow, Joe, you're doing big things, Joe. Keep killing it, blah, 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 all that fun stuff, all that great stuff, right? And a lot of times they bring up that billboard. And they bring up that billboard, and that's because I used it as content and I knew how to work it, and then I ran ads on that. So again, it's all, this is a game, this is business, this is not easy, this is not something that happens overnight. The game I'm giving you guys right now, it is worth a lot. So y'all should be thanking me. But again, I did it for 15 seconds because I didn't have the money at the time, right? And I used it and I leveraged it in a different way and I used it as content. So, took that picture, we waited that 15 seconds, took the picture real quick, and that was it. And we were out of there. So, would I have wanted the billboard up for a lot longer? 1,000 hell yeah %, because you know how many people are in Times Square? But could I afford it? No, still can't. But again, it's all how you work it and how you play it to get more attention. That post right there has helped me tremendously in real life, hitting the streets and people seeing me, also on my page. Like when people follow me and they saw that pinned on my profile, I had that pinned on my profile for like 3 years. Do you know how many more people took me seriously because of that billboard and because of that? Like, we can't make this shit up. And again, we can go deeper into this, but right. So it's how you play the game. That's really what it is. But real big billboards, and I'm not even saying everyone has to always do Times Square. You could do ones on the side of the highway in your local town or whatever. And again, it's amazing and it's more omnipresence. But again, we're going to wait a little bit and we're going to do that like number 6 and 7. Okay. That's when we're going to do it after we do everything else. And you got to do everything else because you see it all goes hand in hand. Number eight. Number eight is in a different world. So it's actually like sales. How I said sales and marketing is like besties, right? PR is what we're going to get into next, and we're not going to deep dive PR, but PR is number 8. And what is PR? PR is public relations. Okay? Public relations. And also, one thing I do want to mention that I just thought about that we kind of missed back in number 3 with guerrilla marketing, is the whole like chamber of commerce, right? And local business stuff. You want to like network and give out your flyers and your stuff. But also in the smaller billboard section, right? Remember when I said bus stops and local signs and in the stores? Also, what's really, really good, signage, sponsoring your local baseball team, your local softball team. Those are billboards too. And you're doing an act of service and you're doing something good for your community. And you know what you can do? If you've been messing with me, if you've been rocking me with this whole video, I don't even got to say it. I shouldn't even have to say it at this point. Now I'm getting thirsty because I'm getting fired up. I shouldn't even have to say it. But you know what I'm going to say. Then you go take a picture of that and you go make content out of that. You can go sponsor your local baseball team and they could put one flag up of your business and you can make so much content around that. It is ridiculous. And you can milk it and milk it and milk it. I want you guys to all think about multiple ways to get more attention and just to step on grapes and turn that into wine, baby. And don't overcomplicate it. Don't overcomplicate it. Really don't. So public relations is number 8. And again, they're not besties, but they're cousins, right? So PR is cousins to marketing. That's when you start getting funky, right? That's when you can start, getting into, public relations is, I'm going to do an article about me. We're going to get New York Times to go pick me up. We're going to go we're going to get a magazine cover. We're going to have this newspaper do an article about us. We're going to go on the radio. We're going to do podcast interviews. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Again, public relations is a whole other beast. But, and again, I'm not even saying it at this point. I'm not going to say it. What I will do is let's break this down a little bit, right? You just had a magazine make an article about you because you hired a great publicist, and then the magazine's out. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Yeah. You know what? I'm going to say it. You're going to post it, and you're going to make content, and you're going to drip and make babies with the content. Okay? So again, when you're doing all these things and you're thinking about the money that it's going to cost, blah, 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 you're not thinking big enough. You're not thinking about the babies that's going to come with it. So, public relations. A lot of different stuff with public relations. Most marketing companies should be doing it. We do a lot of public relations here. If not, we work with other publicists. But yeah, PR stuff is huge. PR stuff is great. It does start to get pricey too, though, and that's when we start digging again into the pockets. But you want to make money, you got to spend money. You want to be successful. You got to dig. You got to dig into those pockets, baby. Or you got to go find out how to go get other cash. OPM, you got to take out loans. Got to hustle. Got to maybe work 2 jobs and then do this on the side. You got to work. You got to put in the grind because this is what it takes. And, there's other avenues and other things that we can get into, but this is it. This is the top 8. I think for you old heads that had MySpace with me, what do we have? A top 6, top 4, top 8? I think we had a top 8. It was like 4 and 4. But yeah, this is the top 8, baby. This is the top 8. This is the top 8. I think I might do that for the thumbnail. This is the top 8. This is the top 8 things that you need to do and priority list literally from step 1 to number 8 in 2026. Could this change? We're going to lean more into AI and, number 3 will get more important. It's still not going to beat number 1 and 2, though. It's still not going to be number 1 and 2. I mean, because eventually what's going to happen is social media is going to get so, no one's going to know what's real and no one's going to believe anything. And that's probably in like 16 months, 2 years. No one's going to believe a thing on social media. Then things will have to be made into NFTs. So like if this video comes out, let's just say this came out in like 2 years, what's probably going to happen for you to even know this is legit and that I'm a real human with emotions and blood and all that fun stuff, I'm probably going to have to NFT it so you'll know that it's real. But it's still going to be powerful. And then, I think this list is actually going to be accurate for a while. I think the only thing that might change is number 4, the influencers might get cheaper. And I might say to throw that in faster. I might. And the reason why I say that is because we're going to start having AI influencers. They're going to cost too, though, because people are going to be pimping out AI bots. Yeah. People do that now, actually. People automate YouTube channels and then run ads on it and charge you. And, that's a whole, a lot here. But, influencers, we'll definitely have AI influencers. And your kids and your people that you love will have their favorite AI influencer. It's going to happen. It's a reality. So, this is it. This is the top 8 marketing strategies from 1 to 8. Really do it in that order. Listen to me. Actually listen to me. And, if you need guidance in this, give me a call.